Hi everyone, welcome back to Healthier with Elizabeth, and today marks the beginning of a mini series on the vintage health crystal essences. So for the next 5 episodes we're going to go through what are crystal essences, where do they come from, when might you take them, how you use them, and why I am so drawn to crystal essences for my clients. Which ones do you choose? And then I will devote a few episodes to running through each of the essences in the vintage health range, so you can really get an idea of the kind of human experience issues they cover. But let's just get, for today, right now, let's just get into what are crystal essences. So in a nutshell, they are drops or sprays where the energy of specific crystals is in the bottle, it's liquid, and then we are either applying the crystal essence to our energy field. So with the sprays, you're spraying them down your body, or using them as a room spray, and the drops you're putting them in your water and then drinking it. So, and these are creating emotional shifts. They are addressing fixed ways of being. They can help you with certain issues like stress, and they just really create a fresh perspective. So I very much work in a realm where if someone's coming to me with a physical complaint, sometimes it's a quick, let's correct you, let's get your nutrition on track, let's look at you from a Chinese medicine perspective, let's apply the naturopathic principles, we'll get you balanced. But sometimes what's actually underneath is an emotional program, a fixed way of being, a subconscious decision that was made a long time ago that's still running the show, and we want to address that. So this is where the crystal essences come in, because they're really working on the psychological and emotional, and for some people spiritual terrain. So where do they come from? Well, the line that I work with, I've made them. I have each of the crystals. So here's, for example, a piece of apophyllite, beautiful crystal, for anyone that's really trying to create space in their world for healing and healing for others. So yeah, I actually have a lot of apophyllite around because I keep it in the therapy room so it can come into play when I'm working with my clients. But anyway, you have the crystal, and then from there I'm making the essence. I use an indirect method. So that means that the resulting crystal essence liquid has not actually come in contact with the crystal. I do that for safety reasons. Most crystals are fine, but there are some that are toxic, or some that are mined out of the ground alongside other minerals that are toxic. So just to be 100% sure that there is nothing in the essence that's going to be damaging to your health, I use an indirect method. So once I've got the crystal essence, I have stock bottles. So, in my collection, I have apophyllite sitting there, I have amethyst sitting there, I have about 250 different essences at this point. And then from there, with the stock bottles, we can make up blends. And there's 2 options within vintage health. The one I'm going to speak to mostly today and in this series are the pre-made blends, where I have put together 7 or 8 different essences. They cover a specific condition that I've noticed within my clients is constantly coming up. So we'll speak to those in a few episodes' time. But you can also make personalized essences, and that's actually where I started out. And right now that's a service. You come and see me, and we will come up with a personalized essence for you, and then you're taking those drops in your water for 4 to 6 weeks. And then I'm actually hoping that come 2026 I will be able to release that service to the wider population, and you'll be able to do it online. So more about that later, but anyway, that gives you an idea. They're blends, and they have the specific properties of each of the crystals in there, and then you're taking your drops or you're spraying them on you. So I guess that dovetails into how. So, you know, this is an example of one of the ones that's available here. This is the one I'm on today, Holding Space, which is a beautiful essence for just trying to create pauses when you've got things that you're trying to unpack, but you just want to be able to honour the process, I guess, of sifting through your emotions or sifting through your reactions and really just getting clear what it is you want for yourself. Also, holding space is really nice to create space if you work with others and they're taking themselves on and they're dealing with things and you don't want to come from a reactive place. So anyway, for whatever reason in my world at the moment that I'm dealing with, holding space is the one that I was called to today. So it's a dropper bottle, this one, and you're just going to shake a few drops into your water. Now you can put it in a water bottle and you can put it in a jug, you can do whatever you like, but the main thing with vibrational medicine, because that's what this type of therapy, crystal essences, flower essences, etc., that's the category I guess you'd put them in under. The main thing about them is that it's not about how much you put in the bottle, in your container of water, it's how often you sip on that throughout the day or how much contact you have. So it doesn't really follow the laws of dose dependency that we're really familiar with. You know, you take more, you get more of an effect. This one is about more contact you have with it, the more doses you're getting, and so the greater the effect. So yeah, any sort of, you know, if I chug that whole glass in one go, that's considered one dose. But if I'm taking sips throughout the day, you know, and I might come back to this 10 times before it's gone, that's considered 10 doses. So what's nice about this therapy is that it doesn't interact with anything. It doesn't interact with any medications. I haven't really seen it haven't experienced it where it's gone overboard. Your body takes what it needs and then forgets the rest. But if you are really keen to kind of try it on, get it into your system, then yeah, you have that sip on it throughout the day and you'll get more effects. And then with a spray, so the grounding and protection spray is the current one available in the Vintage Health range. There's a number of ways you can use it, but this one you're not taking internally. You are making sure that it's the crystal essence is being sprayed either in your energy field or in a room that you're trying to clear. So this guy, I'm just going to spray him. If I want to ground and protect, if I want to, so this one's really great for like shifting gears in the moment. You know, if I have, I don't know, gone from a situation where I'm a bit triggered and then I need to sit down with someone and give them my full attention, I will clear myself between incidences, so I'm ready, I'm grounded, and I can do what I need to do. So yeah, that's a situation where it would be in my energy field. I might also, if you're not watching but you're just listening, I'm sitting in the Vintage Health studio, so it's also a therapy room. If I've had a very heavy case, or you know, there's just lingering emotions, we've had to deal with a lot of stuff and I need to clear the space, I will spray this around the room. I might spray it over the massage table before I have my next client. So yeah, that's sort of how you would use the sprays. Now, they are odorless, the sprays, but you're very welcome to go and put essential oils or something in it. And to be honest, I have one in my toilet because we all need grounding and protection sometimes from whatever our bodies are expelling. No, I don't. But I have an essential oil in there, and that just doubles as a room spray, but also kind of, you know, helps to clear the energy after different family members have used the bathroom. So yeah, so that's essentially how you use crystal essences. And then let's see, when might you take them? Well, for anyone that's really wanting to optimize their health by taking on anything that's stuck in their emotional terrain, they might have noticed things like they're always triggered by the same kind of person. and they've started to notice patterns. They feel like they're in these cycles where something's running in the background and that's in control of you and your reactions and your emotions and how you feel about things, as opposed to you being in control of how you want to react. Sometimes people want a fresh perspective on an issue. Sometimes people are looking for, balance because they're exhausted and overwhelmed and they know something's got to change, but they just don't know where to start. There's a number. You'll actually get more of an idea when you listen to the episodes about the different essences and what they address in the Vintage Health range, because I really have designed those to take on recurring issues that I was noticing in my clients, in my family and friends, and just sort of observing what's going on in the global sphere. So anyway, do stay tuned for those, because if you're still not quite sure when you might take these or who these are for, go and listen to those, and I'm hoping that will become crystal clear, sorry, pardon the pun, as to how they work and who they might be for. So I think that's it for this episode. I just really wanted to have a basic 101. If I've missed anything, and I'm just thinking now, I've told you what they are, I've told you where they come from, when you might take them, and then how you might use them, or who they might be for. Yep, I've covered everything for now. But if I've missed anything, please let me know. So the next episode though, I'm actually going to jump into and devote entirely to the why, because I really want to, illustrate why I was attracted to this therapy for my clients. I want to give you a few examples, and I'm at a place right now where I feel that if you're not addressing what's going on in the emotional and psychological realm, then you're doing yourself a disservice if you are trying to take on your health and wellness. So that will make a lot more sense in part 2. But anyway, join me and I will speak to you soon. Bye.